Hey, welcome back to the channel again. Today we're going to be talking about my top 5 spring pike baits. But before we get to the video, I'd like to thank all of my subscribers that have subscribed so far. Thank you guys so much. I couldn't do this without your support. Keep me motivated to keep making videos for you guys. Thanks again. Spring's coming around the corner and I know you guys need some of those ideas of what you should be throwing. Depends what you're targeting. Around here in Zone 16 Southern Ontario, pike is open till March 31st and bass is not open till the 4th Saturday in June. So we're not allowed to fish the spawn here at all. We're not allowed to fish beds, nothing. So we gotta deal with pike and carp. So I got tips for that stuff. Let's go. I'd like to thank all my subscribers because right now we're at about 150 ish. Put it right there, boom. And yeah, I'm super happy about that. Thanks a lot, guys. Here's my first tip before we get to the baits. It's going to be about your rod setup. I'm going to show you what I use here. This is my sweet little setup here. It's my pike setup, it's my bass setup. Let me give you a closer look. Alright, the setup here is a Berkley 7-foot medium heavy ultra fast rod with a Shimano SLX HG 150 HG, and I'm running 10-pound fluorocarbon main line with a 30-pound fluorocarbon leader, and that works for just about everything. So now that we've looked at the rod, which is quite beat up, I'll be honest with you, I have used this a lot and it's just taken everything I've given it. You can get this at about 350 bucks, maybe even cheaper depending if you're in Canada or in the States, but about 350 Canadian for this combo. Alright, so now that we've checked out that rod there, I wanted to show you the my brand, my preferred brand, not sponsored, but the leader line that I use, and that's P-Line CFX leader. This is a fluorocarbon 30-pound, and I've never been bit off by a fish ever running that as the leader, ever. And I've caught quite a few pike in my time. So I'm pretty confident with that and bass fishing, but of course, like I said, can't bass fish until the 4th Saturday in June. So let's get right into the nitty gritty here, guys. I'm going to start out with my number 1 spring pike bait first. I'm going to give it to you right away, but I mean, they're all good baits, guys. Like, you can't go wrong with throwing any of these 5 baits that I'm going to be talking about today. And I've got a couple other ones I'm going to show you here just in case, you know, you feel inclined, or maybe it might work in your area compared to where I am in Southern Ontario. So let's get into it. Alright, so number 1 bait is this guy right here. This is a Rapala slash bait XR10 in clown. This chartreuse red combo will work 9 times out of 10 in that stained water, that fast moving water. It's like a jerk bait, but it's a slash bait, and it only travels about 1 foot under the water, maybe 2 feet if you really crank it. And I don't know what it is, but I've caught a lot of pike on there. It's very nice. It's got that little feathered hook there for the bottom. And this is my number 1 go-to pike bait, but also spring pike bait when that muddy water is flowing really hard, the rivers are up high. This thing can be deadly. Now I'm going to show you another color of the exact same kind of bait. It's just a different color. This one's golden shad. And this would be the clear water option. And this thing is beat up, but it still works great. Again, feathered hook, just an orange one this time. And yes, this is also just as good as the first bait. This is number 2 on the list, the Rapala XR10 in Golden Shed. This is more your clear water option, you know, when the water's slower pauses with this, and just let them see it, boom, let them hammer it. Alright, let's move on to bait number 3. So bait number 3 should be no surprise to anybody. It's your traditional whopper blopper. And I mean, I've caught all kinds of fish on whopper bloppers, but pike really like it. Their lateral line on the side of that pike, they pick that up in the water, that weird chopping action. And if there's a whopper blopper has been thrown around that area, I guarantee you that pike is going to be right up on that. Insane explosions I've had on these things. Also, smallmouth bass. You know, the list goes on and on. I've caught a topwater walleye on a whopper blopper. I got a video on my channel of that if you really want to check it out. I'll try and link it in the channel up here right now. And yeah, we'll see. But yes, we got all kinds of whopper bloppers. We got 3 of them. 1, 2, 3. Number 1 color, in my opinion. Not sponsored any of this stuff today, by the way. Again, the River to Sea size 75 whopper plopper in various sizes. This is the bluegill pattern. Hang on, let me get out of the package. That don't look right. All right. So here we have the River to Sea whopper blopper in size 75 in bluegill. And yeah, the disturbance I was talking about, guys, here is this tail that flips around here. And it just churns that water up, really drives them nuts. Number 1 color, though, you want to get something that's a lighter yellow with a little bit of blue. This is the bluegill, again, by River to Sea, and it's the 75 size. Very effective bait. Here's something that you might want to try in the springtime. If you have loons in your area, this is the loon. And again, this is River to Sea whopper blopper size 75. And finally, but not least, one of my favorites. I mean, they're all my favorites. Let's get real here, guys. The River to Sea whopper plopper 75 in perch. This bait is gotta be right up in there with something I'm gonna put on 95% of the time. High confidence bait, especially here in Southern Ontario. Boom, booyaka. All right, let's move on to bait number 4. Okay, so here's bait number 4. The Curve Finesse Square Bill Boiled Crawfish Crankbait by 6 cents. This square bill will go through anything. It just hammers off the bottom. You could feel it in your line. Just boom, 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 boom. If you got a rocky area and you're worried about like losing a lure, throw on some 20-pound braid, throw on this guy, and just go to town. You can tear the weeds out of that area. You can pull rocks out. But this thing, most of the time, just bang, 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 bounces right off the bottom. This square bill crankbait in boiled crawfish by 6 cents. is a doozy. And this is like the 90s size. This is a big bait. But look at that. I've caught 3 or 4 pike on this now, and I'm telling you, they just hit it like no other bait. Again, that's the 6 cents curve finesse, square bill, and boiled crawfish. Alright, so this one here is just a variation on bait number 4, the 6 cents boiled crawfish. It's so hard to say. 6 cents boiled crawfish. Say that 3 times fast. But yeah, there's a little bit of a variation on that. Just a jointed bait. This one's by Rapala. It's a J13 in the Fire Tiger pattern. And it's a shallow running bait. Great for pike and also for the spring salmon run here in Ontario. But yeah, just a little bit of a variation on this guy here. Same sort of deal. Different colors, different action. Alright. And as a special treat for you guys and girls that have stuck it out this long, to this point in the video, we're going to show you number 5. Which honestly might be my number 1. But, I mean, could be different in your area. But I know in my area, bass are pike's number 1 enemy. They absolutely hate the bass. So I went out and got myself this. The Jackal Gontrell Jr. This is massive for where I'm fishing. It's literally a bass. Let me take it out of the box. Look at this work of art. Look at these. Look at this feathered hooks here. That all these treble hooks are rotating, spinning hooks. So if you get a big guy on there, the weight of this bait hopefully won't throw me off. Also, the tie point here at the nose also spins. All the hooks spin. This is a 3-piece jointed glide bait by Jackal. Again, it's the Jackal Gontrell Jr. And this is in bass. And this thing, I used it last year. Only caught 1 fish on it. He got off because I didn't have the little trailer hook here on this fin. There's a little hole here to add a trailer hook, which I will be doing this year. Probably another feathered trailer hook, trailered hook here. And this thing, if you just pause it for a second and give it a little pop, it'll turn around and stare back at the pike. So if you got a follower coming in, you just give it a little, and it stares right back at the pike in its face, and boom! Might be my new number 1. We're going to be throwing this a lot this year on that combo I showed you at the beginning of the video. The Shimano SLX 150 HG with Berkeley lightning rod, 7-foot, medium heavy. And yeah, 20-pound braid. Throw that. The thing only goes like maybe 6 inches under the surface of the water, so it's just perfect for getting those sight strikes. Like, if you don't have one of these Jackal Gontrell Juniors, go out there and get one. It's seriously just fun to cast this thing. It's just fun to retrieve it. I can't say enough about this. This is the 5-inch, 1.5 ounce version. Here you go. Alright, now for some extra baits that I think also are great, and I just, you know, in my opinion, of course, you guys may have a different opinion than me, but this is my opinion about my baits and the video that I use in my area that seem to be effective around here. So, if you're in Ontario, you know, south of Toronto or near Toronto or, you know, Aurelia, this stuff's going to work for you. But don't take my word for it. Get out there, cast some lines and try it out yourself. But again, we've got the little Cleo casting spoons, the traditional blue and white, And yeah, this is the 2 and 5 ounce version. This is a very light casting spoon, but anything in that blue and silver, just cast it out there. Man, the pike actually will hammer a spoon. Just casting it out there, it's actually unbelievable. Another option is a Len Thompson. This is like a 5 of diamond spoon. A little extra flashy blade there. And yeah, this will also get that job done. Just, you know, mix it up, guys. You never know. They might want a giant swim bait like the Gontrell one day. Just mix it up, guys. Sometimes, you know, you never know. They might want the giant Gontrell one day. And the next day, they might want the weird looking spoon. I'm not a fish. Don't ask me. Yeah, Gontrell Jr. Another great option is the Super Spook by Doon. This one is like kind of like a pike sort of thing, and as you know, pike are cannibals. I need to change the hooks up on this thing. They're a little rusty. But yeah, another great bait. It's got that great, that gets on that pike's lateral line. They hone in on that, and bang. Nice big eyes on there. So when they see it for that last time, it seals the deal. Another great option is a jointed chatterbait with like a chartreuse skirt, or, you know, a bluegill or something like that. And yeah, these are made by, I think these are made by 13 Fishing, that company. And yeah, I guess it's got this jig head with the blade bait and the jointed tail. I love the action of that. You throw a little white, maybe like 2-inch or 3-inch, you know, swim bait on the end of there, and make sure you're running a fluorocarbon leader. Boom, another great option. I also have that bait in like a bluegill color. And I plan on running that once the bass opens up here in southern Ontario for bass. Alright, well, thanks for hanging around this long, you know. I'm surprised that I had enough willpower to get this done. But, you know, that's life. Again, here is the #1 bait, in my opinion, for spring pike, is the Rapala XR10 slash bait and clown. That red and chartreuse body with that red head, man, they just hammer in on that. And I think it does have a rattle, quite a significant rattle. Just jerk, jerk, pause, and I think that red hook with that red feathered hook may have something to do with it. Thanks for watching again. I really appreciate each one of my subscribers, and we'll see you next time on the Bass Newfie. Peace.